Ladies and gentlemen, 10 housemates had their diary session today. And by the time I was done watching these individuals, I just could not help but laugh, right? I laughed. I had a good laugh, actually, because it made me realize that these housemates, these individuals, they have really studied the viewing audience. They understand the mentality of the viewing audience. They know what works for the audience. They know what the audience likes. Yeah? They know what triggers the emotions of the viewers. They know that the viewers have a massive emotional bank waiting to be filled up. Yeah? So what they do is they've watched the show. They've studied past players, past housemates' strategies, especially the ones that were able to get the viewers locked in to their shenanigans. And I am seeing a repeat of a lot of those strategies this season. Now, this is not to water down the excellent work that this season's housemates have been doing. They have been giving us premium content, premium entertainment. I give them all the massive accolades. However, out of all the 29 housemates, there are some of them that came with that old script, with the confidence that, oh, because it worked in season 1 to 7, 8, they are very confident that it's going to work again this time around. And so I watched some of these housemates who had their diary sessions today. And guys, it got me thinking so much. I was overanalyzing a lot of things. And of course, Gloria Elijah will always come up with answers, right? I mean, I've been doing my videos and I've been giving you guys answers already. But look at me, I'm beginning to sound like this housemate. God forbid, God forbid. I don't want to be doing all that answer already. You know what I'm saying? Get away from me. Get away from me. Anyways, that's the result of me watching them too much. I push away the spirit of answer for me, coming for me, answer for me. Yeah. Anyways, back to serious mode. As I was saying, it got me overthinking, overanalyzing, and there's a lot I have to say, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot I have to say, all right? And of all the 10 housemates that had their diary session, I think about 5 or 6 of them really made an impression of me. Some I found very interesting and entertaining. Others I found very, very annoying. Yeah, because they came with that old script. And recognizing those old scripts, it really, really triggered me. I was really livid. I did not like it. So I'm going to talk about it, all right? We're going to talk about it. And of course, I cannot wait to hear your own opinion by reading your thoughts in the comment section below. And before I move on into the video, I want to first thank all of you for all of your sweet words, for all of your kind words, your genuine gratitude towards the work I do on this channel. Guys, you people are the sweetest people. You people are simply amazing. And I appreciate all of you, because on my previous video, I had begged you all to please give my videos a like, a thumbs up anytime you come across my video. You know, don't just watch them, don't just comment and go. As you're watching, be liking and be commenting, and also feel free to share. And a lot of you really expressed how much you enjoy liking my videos, and a lot of you were apologizing for not usually liking my videos. Some of you, for as much as 5-6 years that you have been a part of my community, you've not been liking my videos. So I'm really glad that I mentioned it, and I'm really glad that you all are, you are acknowledging that, and you have agreed that you will go on to be liking my videos moving forward. So thank you all so much. You guys are simply amazing. I am grateful. All right. And yeah, for those of you that are new here, you are all specially welcome to my channel, and also to the OGs, you're welcome, especially welcome. My name is Gloria Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah, and I am the girl with the tea. Without further ado, let's just get right into the rest of the video. Now, beginning with Katchcha. Katchcha was the first housemate that had his diary session today, and it was quite entertaining. I mean, quite naturally, entertainment comes easy to Katchcha. his personality, the way he carries himself, the way he even speaks. It's very entertaining, very interesting to listen to, and sometimes very intriguing because the way his mind works. People think he's slow, but the guy is very smart. He's actually very smart. One of these days, I'm going to make a video talking about the strategies of every single one of these housemates because I've been studying them for a bit. I remember we gave ourselves a timeline of at least 2 weeks to study these housemates, yes, and then we begin to properly analyze their strategies. So I'm going to make a video about that soon. And Katchcha is one person I'm really looking forward to talking about, okay? But back to his diary session. I was enjoying his diary session. Very entertaining. As a matter of fact, there was something he said, he acknowledged the fact that he is one of those housemates that eats the most in the house by virtue of people giving him food a lot, right? But also, there are people that are very wasteful of the limited food resources that they have. And that really pisses him off a lot. So he was telling Big Brother that, Big Brother should just please create a boxing ring in the arena so that anybody that feels like they are strong-headed enough, that they can fight enough, like they have madness in their head, they will set a date and time. And they will go into that boxing ring and they will use their punches without any weapons. They will fight it out. Man to man, woman to woman, or whoever to whoever. They will fight, beat each other up thoroughly, and then they will go back into the house and everybody's mind will be settled. And guys, the way he said it, it was so... See, I'm trying not to laugh too much. I don't catch a headache today, but... it was funny. I was laughing like crazy. Yeah, I was laughing so hard. And the reason I was laughing really hard is because the way he said it, if he had said it in pidgin, yeah, because that thing is actually a thing they say in pidgin, right, in Nigeria. If he had said it in pidgin language, it would have been more hilarious than that. Yeah, so it was very funny. And Big Brother was quick to remind him that he's probably on the wrong show because on Big Brother's show, there is no violence. Violence is prohibited, and he had to quickly recollect himself. So the guy is quite funny and entertaining. However, what I did not really like about his diary session was when he now was almost doing in fact, he was kind of almost doing the exact same thing that Menson did last week during his own diary session. The only difference between both of them is Katchcha was not crying and wailing and bawling out his eyes like Menson. So it was talking about how much, he has suffered in life, how much finances. Okay, his family is going through financial crisis, that before coming into the house, his mom needed full health check, medical checkup, and they demanded 250,000 naira. Right? Now, for some people in Nigeria, that's small money. But for a lot of people, that is a lot of money for a lot of people. So he was talking about if he wins the show, the first thing he's going to do is to buy his mom a house because he wants her to stop bothering herself about rent. And then he's going to pay for full medical checkup. And then he's going to pay for an adult education tutor because the mom had to cut short her education to raise 3 boys, him and his brothers. So everything he was saying, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not mad about the things he was saying because those are actually realities that plagues every human one day at a time, at different points in life, at different point of our lives, yeah? So I wasn't really mad about the situation because it's real, it's raw, it's reality. But then choosing that time, because of course, all housemates are up for eviction, right? So choosing that time to sort of indirectly campaign to viewers to please vote for him, keep him in the house so that he's going to win the money. Because basically that was what he was not. So here's the thing. When these housemates speak sometimes, listen to both what they are saying and also what they are not saying. Because at that point in time, what Katchcha was not saying was louder than the things he was saying. What he was not saying was what he really wanted to say. That people should please vote for him and ensure he wins the money so that he can actually take care of his poor mother that needs medical checkup. So ladies and gentlemen, he did not stop there. He just went on and on and on and started blabbing just like Menson did last week. And from time to time, Big Brother would allow him to, but you could sense that Big Brother was uncomfortable and cut him short twice. At that point in time, Elijah has zoned out because guys, I told myself that now, I've never fallen for this pity crying out loud for help on this show before and before. And I'm not going to start now. Yeah. So I put out a tweet and the tweet says that If you find Katchcha entertaining, if you've watched him this past week up until now, and he is giving you a reason to continue to watch the show, he's giving you rich entertainment, premium content, and you enjoy the content he's bringing to the show, you believe he's working hard for it, then go ahead and vote for him. But if you do not think he's entertaining enough, why vote for him? Why waste your vote? Why not give it to other housemates who you have seen that are actually giving you premium content and entertainment? So that's how I'm going to leave it, all right? That's how I'm going to leave it. But I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, moving on to the next housemate, Big So-So. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be frank with all of you. Every time I listen to Big So-So speak to people inside the house, in the diary room, I'm conflicted. It seems like she has a personality crisis going on with her inside the house. So what she preaches with her mouth, right? Sometimes her actions tells otherwise. So what she preaches to people, to the housemates, and of course, us the viewers watching, is that she's a kind person. She's generous. She has a big heart. She likes helping people. Oh, where she's from, she was raised to be respectful, to be this. Like, every time I listen to her talk like that, it's like she's selling herself to a future husband. It's like, I'm a wife material, oh, come and see me, oh, I love to cook, I'm industrious, I'm a homekeeper, I'm a homemaker, I am very, very domesticated. It's like she's advertising herself for a husband. That look at me, oh, I'm ready to marry, I'm available, oh, come and marry me, come and marry me. That's how it comes off every time she speaks. And this is not to water down her achievements in life, because I respect all of her achievements. I mean, this is someone that is a lawyer in the UK, has a restaurant, has an NGO. She's actually doing a lot of good things out there. But sometimes I just feel like she, oh God, just like Sabrina, right? She has this holy bragging that she does. Hers is religious, or should I call it holy bragging, whilst Sabrina's one is an assholical, if there's any word like that, like an asshole brags, an assholical way of bragging about her riches and achievements. As a matter of fact, I don't know how many of you have noticed that for the past how many days now, since Ebuka called her Sabrina on Sunday, she's gone mute in the house. She's been silent as a thief. She doesn't even talk much anymore. But anyways, that's by the way. So Big So-So came to the diary room. She was talking about the head of house. She had actually had a slight clash with him earlier in the day. She was actually at fault, and the head of house reacted as he should react. And then suddenly she turned it into a thing of, he doesn't know how to talk. He doesn't know how to speak to women. Now, some of the housemates complain about the same thing. But then when you look at the real situation, you will see that it is only because Victory is standing on his authority as head of house and trying to bring discipline to the house so that the housemates will do what they're supposed to do at the right time. And because these housemates do not like listening to authority, instructions from the head of house, they do not respect the head of house. They accuse Victory, the head of house, as one who does not know how to talk. And then they now bring in gender conversations into it, or gender issues rather. They say he doesn't know how to talk to women, which is a lie from the pit of hell. So with Big So-So, I listened to her, listened to what she said, and I'm like, oh wow, here we go again. Self-righteousness is out. Now, that was not just it. There was also the situation of Victory saving Kayikunmi, and she revealed that she was the one that actually spoke to Victory to go and talk to Kayikunmi, you know, that like more like to cheer him up, to bring him out of his state of depression, because he looked like he was depressed, like he wanted to commit suicide, like she was going extreme. And I love the fact that Big Brother sort of had to cut her short and had to explain to her, in fact, it cleared her that what Kayikunmi was going through is a normal emotion that people go through. It is normal for people to cry. It is normal for people to feel the emotion of sadness. It is normal for people to be sad. It does not mean that they want to commit suicide. Now, in all that Big So-So said, she completely erased the fact that Kayikunmi was an asshole yesterday to all the housemates and also especially to Bright. I'm not even talking about Isabella's case because that is their own case, but especially to Bright because he called Bright a bitch. Yes, he insulted Bright unprovoked. And we all know that the reason he did that was because of their, what do they call it? Their person of interest, Mide. Kayikunmi wants Mide, but Mide does not want. So Mide is leaning more towards Bright. So that is pissing off Kayikunmi. So the fact that Big Soso did not really talk about how wrong Kayikunmi was, but just tried to sort of water down the whole thing. The guy is unproblematic. I'm like, nah, this woman, you have such a big double standard. Double standard. But then she also said that what's his name now? Victory's move of saving Kayikunmi increased her respect for him. That just goes to show that he's a kind person and he always has people's interest at heart. I agree with that part, but I just really wished that she had actually, spelt out Kayikunmi's own fault in that situation, because the whole house did not just suddenly wake up and decide to isolate Kayikunmi. No, the guy was at fault. He allowed himself to get drunken by the power of what they call assistant head of house. He is not really an assistant. He's just a guest, but the house decided to create that new title. Anyways, moving on. Now, moving on to Bright Morgan. Bright Morgan was the third housemate who had a diary session today. And for the first time, aside yesterday that he unleashed his temper on Kayikunmi, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, I found this guy very engaging. See, when I say engaging, I was listening to his diary session and it was enjoyable. It was entertaining. It was deep. Yeah, it was deep. I enjoyed it. And I kept on screaming in my head, where have you been? But I'm glad that he has finally come out of his shell. All thanks to Ebuka's question to him on Sunday during the live eviction show. But now, quickly going on to his interaction with Big Brother. He said he was mentally drained because earlier I was crying and Mide was the one consoling him, encouraging him. I think he was missing home or maybe he was confused. But anyways, he actually spilled why he was crying and I'll tell you all. But Mide was consoling him and just advising him that whenever he feels down, he should think of things he is looking forward to doing in the house. That would keep him more present and also give him hope to forge ahead in the competition, which I felt was very, very wise words, wise words from Mide. I really loved that moment between them. It was a very, very sweet, intimate moment between them. He even carried that on his thighs and she hugged him like a mom. It was so beautiful to see. Anyways, I think that moment gave Bright a lot to think about and probably many other moments. And also guys, last night, both of them were talking about turn-ons. What do you like? What turns you on sexually? And Mide had a lot to tell Bright Morgan. And guys, I'm not going to lie, even me, hey, this video is rated at 18. Oh, don't come and look at Gloria Elijah and say, Gloria Elijah, calm down. As I was saying, as I was even listening to their conversation, I was I was feeling some ting in my body because, now, anyways, as adults, as we were saying, what I'm trying to say is this. Even me, that's a viewer that was listening to that conversation, I was moved. I was turned on, right? Because it's a sexual conversation. So it kind of made me think about how both of them felt in that conversation because it was midnight. In fact, way past midnight. And they were in bed and they were whispering and talking to each other like that. So you can imagine how turned on they both were in that confined space in the Bigiverse. It definitely gave both of them a lot to think about their relationship. Yeah? Anyways, he told Big Brother that whilst he had the mental breakdown, Mide was there to console him. Big Brother called Mide his therapist and he said, oh yes, indeed she is, that she keeps him sane in the house. And it felt good that she was able to console him that way. Now, he said other things he's thinking about is he's worried. He's worried. He has realized that he needs a companion in the game. Now, his dilemma is this. He has a girlfriend on the outside, a serious relationship on the outside. And he told himself coming into the house, he's not going to get into any ship or anything. But after going through the first week in the house, he has realized how tough the environment is, how draining, how toxic, how exhausting it is. And he has realized that he needs a companion. He needs somebody to always talk to, somebody to lean on. And ladies and gentlemen, the unspoken things, remember what I said, when housemates are talking, listen to the things they are not saying, right? Yeah, so as he was speaking, I was also thinking, yeah, you need a companion to shag with, a companion to knack with. Because, Oga, your body not be firewood. Your body is probably doing you jiggy, and you want to knack, which is fine. You're an adult. And he said, despite the fact that he wants a companion, he also cannot forget the fact that he has a serious relationship on the outside. And with the way he and Mide has been going, the way they are very close, the way they talk, his fear is that sometime soon, one of them will catch feelings. In my head, I was laughing. I'm like, look at you. You have already caught feelings. You have already caught feelings. What are you talking about? Anyways, he asked Big Brother for advice. But then, you know one thing about Big Brother, he would always use reverse psychology, right? So he asked for advice from Biggie. But Biggie asked him what he wants. And he was going on and on about, I want to live my truth. I want to da. Biggie said, no, in this context, what do you want? And he gave it just a brief thought. And that was when he said that hold on, let me see. He said he will block out whatever he has going on the outside so that he can focus on what is happening in the house. He wants to be present. He wants to give his best. And he's afraid that if he does not give his best and focus on his stay in the house, then he might not perform really well. So in other words, dear girlfriend, sorry, I'm going to be kissing, I'm going to be cuddling, I'm going to be shagging this girl in this house. And I like her a lot. And there's a possibility that we might become an item in this house. So please, as you're watching the show, close your eyes. Don't cry too much. When I come out, I'll console you. All right? So just bear with me. I am fighting for 150 million naira. But also be praying, go to church every Sunday or every other day and pray to God that, hey, as I am living my truth in this house, that I should come back to you, because this girl in this house is just as hot and fine and sexy as you are. Ladies and gentlemen, you see these things I just said? That's what my brain is telling me that Bright Morgan was not saying. And see, yeah, I was just giggling like a child because it cast my mind to Bright Morgan's first introduction video, where he was proudly telling us that he has a girlfriend. He already found love. He's already in love. So he's not looking for love anymore. So ladies and gentlemen, how many days did it take for a grown man, a fine boy, an adult man with flesh and blood running through his veins? How long, how many days did it take for him to fall for another woman inside Big Brother's house? Anyways, that wasn't the only thing that he talked about. Big Brother also asked about his sentiment towards Victory's choice of saving Kayikunmi. And he said he was kind of surprised, like really shocked, because he and Victory, they actually have a good relationship. Like, so there was something that happened when he was talking about his impression of the head of house. That's Victory. He said, oh, Victory is my friend. And I said, no, not my friend, Guy. And I kind of felt bad for him because that whole experience yesterday sort of scarred him, and it now had to make him change his perception of his friendship or relationship with Victory. So he said that he was kind of surprised because he and Victory, they've had conversations before, and he even gave the guy an item during the welcome dinner, and he has shared a lot of deep things with Victory, although Victory has not really shared a lot of deep things with him, right? So that made him think that they had a bond, like they were best of friends. But he actually thought otherwise, that there's a possibility that Victory has a stronger bond with Kayikunmi than him. But then last night, he and Victory had a conversation, and Victory had explained to him that Kayikunmi was kind of depressed. The guy wanted to get voluntary exit, blah, 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 blah. And so the guy had been crying the whole day. So he had to give him that save, to give him hope. And he said, well, it kind of did not make sense to him because it was more like emotional blackmail. And guys, I totally agreed with Bright Morgan on that, right? That it came off as emotional blackmail, crying for pity. It's like looking for pity from everybody. And Big Brother said, well, maybe he should also go ahead and look for the right locations around the house where he can also cry his eyes out. Maybe the next head of house will have pity on him and save him next time, which is actually true because at the end of the day, these housemates, they're all doing may the best crier win, may the best actor win, may the best dancer win, may the best noisemaker win, may the best of everything win. So it's really a 10 over 10 season, And you see, when Bright Morgan was speaking about his friendship status or his friendship level or the depth of his friendship with Victory, it reminded me of the video I did on my second YouTube channel, that is Simply Glory Elijah. I started a series called My 30s series where I talked about not having friends in your 30s, not having relationships in your 30s. If you're interested in that kind of content, go ahead and check out that channel. It's called Simply Glory Elijah. See, on one of those videos, right, I think it's the friendship one, I mentioned that sometimes you are in a friendship relationship or in a friendship situation. You think the person you're with is your best friend, but that person does not consider you as a best friend. So it's better and easier for you to find out soon so that you can set your priorities straight than for you to find out when it's too late. I cited an example of when I lost my dad, and the person I called my best friend at the time, my best and only friend, never showed up for me. Did not even call me, nothing. And then about 3 months later, I lost my eldest brother, our first son in the family. And this same friend never showed up. I was devastated. It was like, I think a year or two later that this friend showed up out of the blues and was apologizing to me that, oh, she had her own situation, something happened. I'm like, but it's never, that's never enough reason to not be there for me the way I have always been there for you. So it made me realize that in that friendship situation, I was doing besties with someone that never considered me as besties, because all through the time I was grieving, she was having the best time of her life, going around clubbing with other friends that she has. These other friends were people that she had already said a lot of awful things about to me. So ladies and gentlemen, check out my second YouTube channel. There's a lot to learn from there, all right? Now, moving on to the next housemate that had their diary session. Imisi was the next housemate whose diary session kind of surprised me a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, compared to her first diary session of the season that happened last week, Imisi's diary session today was really different. I saw a bit of intellectuality in her. Like, it was like she wanted to just give us 1%, like, hey guys, I'm not that dumb, I'm not that stupid. So let me just prove to you just briefly that I have sense. And she was like, poop. And she just gave us just a bit, like, just take it, just small. And then she gave us another one, just small. And then there were certain words that she was using. And I was looking at this girl like this. I said it. I knew it. She's a freaking actor. I was never wrong from the get-go. So, remember, last week's diary session, she was acting dumb. Big Brother, what did you say? I can't hear you. Like, she was acting stupid, like she couldn't hear shit. And a lot of people liked it. Some people hated it. Today, she came. She could hear. Although she tried to pull off that, Big Brother, what did you say? But it did not work. Anyways, she stated that Kayikunmi pulled off an emotional blackmail act. What did she call it? Oh, emotional manipulation act on Victory, to buy sympathy from the whole house. And that was why Victory saved him. That she did not buy all those tears he was crying. That he was the one that was looking for trouble. He was the one that provoked people. So why was he crying? I said, wow. You have sense. You have sense. And I knew that this girl has sense all along. Yeah, but she was right. She wasn't wrong in a way. Now, the next thing she said that really caught my attention, it was Faith. Now, remember, she likes Faith. Yeah, I'd mentioned on one of my videos that she actually likes Faith. She's attracted to him. She wanted to kiss him on Saturday after the party. The guy refused. He rejected that basically. So, she was telling Big Brother that she wants to play mind games on him. She wants to fuck up his mind. That was how she put it. That she hates rejection and he rejected her. So to play mind games with him, she lied to him that there's a fake housemate in the house and she knows who the fake housemate is. And the guy has been jittery, like, who is this person? Who is this person? He wants to know. He has been bothered. So she was asking Big Brother that I hope he's not going to put her in trouble, that she's scared. And Big Brother was like, why is he going to put you in trouble? You know? So I want to see how far she can take that too, because that's very interesting. We know that Faith has a curious mind. Faith is intelligent, but he's not street smart like Imisi. He talks a lot, he talks too much, and a lot of times he talks and gives away his own strategy. He perceives and observes and sees the gameplays of all the housemates, and instead of him to use it to his own advantage, he ends up giving it away on the platter to them. But most of the time, these housemates are oblivious to what he is doing. So, interesting times we're in. I cannot see how far Imisi takes this to. Now, on to Kola. Kola's diary session. Oh, Jesus. First of all, let's talk about Kola's accent. This is the second time Kola is having his diary session, and this is the second time Kola is giving us one accent that I don't even recognize. It is definitely not an American accent. It is definitely not a British accent. It is definitely not a Canadian accent. So I don't know where Kola always gets this accent from whenever he wants to get into the diary room, because the way he talks and all those tonal inflections, you know what, a big brother, you know, and I felt like, you know, like, I know that, like, you know what, big brother, oh my God, big brother. And I'm like, hey, mamio, what's all this one? I mean, act well, Jerry. What's all this, oh, big brother? Like, what? Anyways, the accent was a turn off, because I like the way Kola speaks already inside the house. He speaks with clarity and you can hear him loud and clear, and it sounds fine anyways. So what's with all the anyways, as we were saying, had a good diary session, was talking a lot, sometimes unnecessarily much, sometimes I zoned out, but then it got to his relationship talk about Dede. And he was complaining to Big Brother that he doesn't know why a lot of people in the house have this impression that he's doing too much. That is it a crime for a guy to like a girl and he goes out of his way to make her comfortable? He does things for her, ensures that she's fine, and then people are looking at him and calling him names and saying that he's acting like the girl's houseboy or something like that. I'm just paraphrasing most of the things that he said, because he said a lot. And Big Brother asked him how he felt about it. He said he doesn't think he's doing anything wrong, because for him, his own way of showing to Dede that he cares about her is by doing all this acts of service. That yes, Dede has mentioned that she has a serious relationship on the outside, but they have their own understanding. And guys, what does Kola mean by they have an understanding? Because as far as I'm concerned, all the conversations that the cameras have showed us between Kola and Dede, it has always been Dede drawing the line, reminding him that, look, nothing is ever going to happen between us. I have a boyfriend. I am committed to my relationship. I am not here to ship. I am not interested, and I will not get into any. It's not even going to happen by mistake. Like, she's always clearing him. She's always drawing the line. So when Kola was telling Big Brother, we have an understanding, I'm like, Kola, which understanding? Are you also trying to peddle a narrative that maybe in the closet people are doing XYZ? And you know, whilst he was talking, he was also talking about, oh, he sees Dede talking to other people, he understands, but when he and Dede is together, there's an understanding, it's almost intimate. Like these days, when she wants to sleep, he goes to her bed and they talk until she sleeps. And then he now sleeps beside her, he sleeps on the bed beside her. So he's trying to create this impression that they are an item in the house, but they are not just giving what they have a name. Meanwhile, this is the same Kola that will be complaining that Dede has started spending more time again with Jason J and Koyin, who are Dede's friends. So, anyways, let me just tell you all, Kola is playing at something. Yeah, he's playing at something, definitely. So, Big Brother asked him a question. Do you feel played? Kola could not answer that question. For a moment, I was glad because he had been talking a lot. So seeing him just keep quiet for a bit made me feel good. So the guy was kind of taken aback. He could not really answer the question because it now hit him really hard that, hold on a second, am I really getting played? So he started thinking and pondering. And he was not telling Big Brother that, to be very honest, he is not sure. Because all what he knows is what he discusses with Dede. He doesn't know what she discusses with other people. But then the energy that she gives to him shows that she likes him, she likes his company, and she recognizes that he cares for her. So he is attracted to her, but he cannot tell her that he likes her yet because they just met. But he's really attracted to her and he cares about her. Which, guys, it doesn't really make sense. How can you not like what you are attracted to? Like, these housemates, they want to give me a headache. Anyways, Kola was still shocked by Big Brother's question. And even after he left the diary room, he was in a state of confusion. And he was panicking to the point that he even had to go for diary session with Ibifubara. I'll probably have to make another video to give you details of what they discussed. But at the moment, Kola has been having press conferences, talking to different people so that they can evaluate him and tell him if he is being played by Dede. Yeah. So there's a lot more to it. As I said, it's going to come on another video. Now, finally, moving on to Gigi Jasmine, the last housemate that had a diary session today. Gigi Jasmine. Ladies and gentlemen, she came into the diary room with a tanker of water in her eyes, waiting to pour out here. I knew she was going to cry. And see, when I make that video of all of these housemates' strategies, then you will understand a lot of the things I want to say. For the sake of this video, I'm not going to speak too much about a strategy, but here's what she did. Came into the diary room as usual, crying. And see, I want to send out this message to the biggie of this season. I love the way he interacts with the housemates during their diary sessions, but he needs to tone down the excessity, or is it excessivity? Hey God, the word I'm trying to use is excess, right? He needs to tone down the excess empathy he extends to Gigi Jasmine. Yeah. And the reason I'm saying this is because Gigi Jasmine creates this, like, she has created this personality, or maybe that is her personality, right? But yeah, whatever. So she has created this image of the crybaby of the house, the soft girl, the very gentle spirited girl. She doesn't do too much. She stays in her lane. Big Brother is always pampering her. She's like one tiny fluffy little puppy that Biggie is always rubbing on the head. She's at the Biggie's feet, and Biggie is always rubbing her head, giving her treats and telling her, good doggy, you're such a good doggy. You know, it's like she loves validation. That is the image that she has created. So when she goes into the diary room, and of course the second time, it's like Big Brother is always warm towards her. Big Brother is always waiting for her to come and outpour her emotions so that he's going to console her, right? And that was the same thing that she did again today. And of course, it was all because of victory. Talked about how she cried. And of course, Big Brother would say the right things to her. And when Big Brother told her to, asked her about the head of house, the usual question, what do you think about the head of house? She was literally tearing down this guy who he doesn't know how to talk. He's rude, kind of disrespectful. You can tell that our opinion of victory is definitely as a result of our experience with him of recent. So I looked at Gigi Jasmine, and all of my thoughts, maybe not all of it, but all of my thoughts at that point in time, I coined it into a tweet and I put it out there on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, you would have seen the tweet by now. If you do not follow me on Twitter, please follow me on Twitter. But here is the tweet. I put it out on a tweet. And everything I said on that tweet, I mean 100%. And if you ask me to analyze it further, I will. Gigi Jasmine has read the old script of previous housemates that viewers, they love people who can cry, people who are the victim. So she's really playing the victim here. Women who go into Big Brother's house and they experience love, but they are the ones giving the love, but they don't get it back. So unrequited love. There are a group of women or group of viewers that don't like men. So they always look out for housemates who portray that to give them all the support that they can. And then there's also the other part of shipping. Because already she has a new target for who she wants to ship. She was already naming names. There's Bright Morgan, there's this, there's that. She knows that Bright Morgan has Mide. So why is she even considering him? And then there are other people that she's considering, but those people already have people in their life. So what I'm seeing right there is Gigi Jasmine has created a storyline for herself. And it's going to be unrequited love. The girl that is looking for love, but keeps on getting played and keeps on getting rejected. I don't want to talk too much about it, all right? I mean, if I tell you everything here, what will I tell you on the other video I want to do? Anyways, I'm going to stop talking here right now. But the point is, I felt no pity at all watching Gigi Jasmine cry in the diary room. Because whatever happened between herself and Victory, she was no saint in that situation. She was party to it. She put herself in that situation. She knew what was going to come out of it. And she stayed. So, I want to hear your thoughts. Just go ahead, share in the comment section below. I'll see you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.